All right, you guys, we have finished chapter 2, which went over mostly the Jamestown, Virginia, Southern colonies. We're moving on to chapter 3 today, which you probably know the most about, which is the Massachusetts area, right? The first Thanksgiving. That's what we're going to start on today. So we're going to start on why did these people want to come here? So we looked at the motivations for the Southern colonies, and it was mostly economic. But as we get to these New England colonies, it's not, right? We have these group of people called the Puritans who want to come because they're kind of being harassed by the Church of England, and particularly these separatists who initially come over on the Mayflower, and they settle in this place called Plymouth Rock, and they complete this document called the Mayflower Compact that you'll look at today and answer some questions about. And then once they're there for a little while, there is more kind of religious persecution and just turmoil in England. This is under Charles I. And so we have this time period in the 1630s called the Great Migration. And this spawned what is modern day what becomes the Massachusetts Bay Colony. Now, originally that Plymouth Rock colony is pretty small, and eventually they'll merge in with this new Massachusetts Bay Colony, which is a little bit larger. This Great Migration, most of them do not come to Massachusetts. Most of them go to the West Indies, right, the Caribbean islands. But about 20,000 of these people end up in Massachusetts in this area. And there are a lot of differences between what we saw in Jamestown and what we saw here. We have good leadership. We have a sense of purpose, right? This idea that we're being persecuted. So you're not going to have people wanting to flee back to England like you saw originally with Jamestown. They kind of get it together, even though they don't have good planting seasons like you do in the South. They figure out other ways, fishing, fur trading, to kind of get everything going forward. So you're going to look today at like what are Puritans, what did they want, who are separatists, and what did they want, and how the Massachusetts Bay Colony continues. You'll talk about several people. You're going to have William Bradford, John Winthrop, and John Cotton. And John Winthrop in particular is going to have this idea of this sense of purpose for this new Massachusetts Bay Colony. And so you're going to read a document called John Winthrop's City on a Hill. It's kind of like a sermon-y idea to these people, okay? And then you are going to do a HIP on it. Now remember, we just did a HIP earlier in the week. You're going to know how to do it. I've also laid out all the questions that you need. It's the separate document. You'll read the document, then you'll have the HIP. Try to write and complete sentences. This will prepare you for your essay writing, and it'll teach you how to source documents in a new way. If you have any questions, you can always send me an email and we'll get answered, and we'll meet live and kind of go over this document as well.